Good morning. It's Friday. It's about -1 Celsius. About 9 a.m. I think it's the 28th of November. Here in Canada. We're in Canada Cartwright Park. Would be muddy, but it's just at the right temperature as long as you're out of the sun. That trail's not muddy. So it's been a few days since I've been up. There's a bit more snow than there was last time we were up here. And a little bit of sun peeking through the trees. Again, short days, right? Sunrise is about 7:30 in the morning. Sunset about 4:30 in the afternoon. And I got no mic on right now. Hope you can hear okay. There it is again. Yeah, but that one trail, Cabin, it's called Cabin when you're heading up the Tower Trail. Not advisable after the sun hits it. You'll be in the mud. A lot of mud. Uh-huh. Yeah, I actually, I've never done this. I actually turned around after I left the house and I hopped my own fence, the shortcut, and went back and grabbed this down vest. And I'm glad I did. It's cold. There's quite a wind, right? It's good now. But there's another little amusing story. I could have died. Well, maybe not died, but I would have been very uncomfortable. So this is Canada, man. You see all this? Look at. You see those prints? Those are deer. I don't know what they call them. Some of them call them, I don't know, mule deer. There's a couple different types of deer here. No mic. I hope it sounds okay. The built-in mics are pretty good in these cameras. Unless you got a lot of backup noise, right? If you're in a big city or something like that, or a lot of wind, because there's no way of wind muffing these things. Well, there probably is if you're a pro, but nothing you can actually buy for them in most cases, right? It's like it'd be something you'd improvise, you know. Why am I telling you that? Because my videos are like that, man. I just make things up as I go. I try and be as spontaneous as I can, right? You know, all of us, but we still put on these masks, you know. You still think as soon as the camera's on, you got to perform, but then it becomes work, then it's no fun anymore. And it becomes so predictable, doesn't it? It's better just to, starting to, where are those snowflakes coming from? I can see snowflakes. Cool. Let's, continue on. I do love the snow. It brightens things up considerably. What is that over here? Again, see, this is all spontaneous, right? Look at this. Is this glove, what is it telling us? That's not mine. Anyone missing a Nike glove? We're on cabin fever right now. This is a nice tree here. Is reaching out to you. It's like a sort of a bluish kind of swooshy glove. No reward required. Self-service pickup. Hi. I'm trying not to take life so seriously, right? And I know people that actually enjoy my videos aren't taking life very seriously, you know. And I don't mean not seriously in a way that what you do doesn't matter, because it really does. If you can hear me, I have no idea. But it does matter what we do and what we say. and how we allow ourselves to feel. You know, it's okay to feel. We are animals, right? But it's when you're having these strong feelings, to set them aside and go, okay, what's happening here? What's going on, brother? I think I'm solar powered human again today. You know, you don't see the sun a lot in the winter sometimes in Canada. This is a very unusually low amount of snow for here, I think. You can have up to 1 meter of snow on the ground here, and maybe snow 30 centimeters at a time. You know, and nice light powder generally. There's a little, and I've lived here a long time. Some of these little trees were probably almost pine cones when I first sprouted up. Okay, boy, you're boring the people, but you know, I'm very relaxed today. My legs feel really good. I didn't do anything yesterday. One thing I do realize is you get a little bit older, allow yourself to rest a little bit more. Not sleep more necessarily. I don't sleep at all. I get up at 3 a.m. I probably went a whole week like that, and sometimes I sleep a little longer, but whatever. It just depends what your body needs, I guess. But yeah, I don't know what I was saying. Unscripted with berry picking. Feel free to remind me where I got to pick up again. You know, when you talk, have human conversations with people, that happens sometimes, right? You lose track. Yeah, I was talking about, you know, when you take a day off or whatever, it's still harder to go back, but, you know, to get out the door, you know, that's the risk you take, right? Every time you take a day off, it's like, is this going to be the last? But it doesn't have to be. We're stronger than those doubts, aren't we? And it's those good habits that you start, you know, like if anybody's younger that watches these videos, or even anyone older, but that started early, and then get these habits that are going to keep your whatever body alive until you don't need it anymore, or usable until you don't need it anymore. Eh? That's advice from the Big Pine, my friends. What is that CK down there? It's like, remember that word I don't like to use? Is that two different spellings? It's like a C and a K. Ante, auntie, auntie, candy, candy, santi. That's a weird word. You ever watch that cartoon, Big Les Show, or they got, it's got Sassy Sasquatch in it and all that, right? I know, very crazy stuff. I like stuff that's a little bit different. I guess different people like different things. Wow. Wow. It's not fucking rocket science, my friends. Like, if you want to get in a good mood, do what I'm doing right now, because the more I sit still, it's like my mood meter drops. When you do this, you're doing it for everybody else and everything else and everybody else in the world, besides yourself too. Saskatoon. When I was a kid, people used to pick Saskatoon berries. They're like kind of like blueberries, but they taste a bit different. Yeah. I think they're different kind of. The bushes look different. Hence, they're different. Right? Hey, turn the camera off, dope. I haven't been this way for a little while. The trails have been mucky, and right now the muck is frozen and no sun inside. I thought the sun was coming out. Definitely winter in Canada now. Sometimes I struggle at what to talk about when I'm out here, but I think sometimes a picture is louder than words. You know what I'm saying? He says like some kind of a gangster. Good kind of gangster. A type that ain't gonna hurt nobody. Looks out for everybody, not just himself. Don't we think mighty highly of ourselves? I don't mean to come across that way. I just think people can do so much. We're so powerful. I think I made a video about this, not about it, but I mentioned it about changing the world, right? First, you got to start by changing your own world, right? And when I mean changing your world starts from inside, right? Not from your phone or your bank account or whatever. All those things are nice sometimes. Anyway, now we're getting off track, but hey, that's what you do when you ad-lib, right? Let's roll. Oh. Information. So far, so good. It's not too slippery, but there's definitely snow and ice on the trail, and we are in British Columbia, right? So these trails aren't, you know what I'm saying? They're not flat. I wear running shoes all year round, right? That's what I wear all year round. And this is Canada, right? Just the old Lone Peak 9s, right? Ultra, good shoes. Good traction, comfortable, room for your toes to move, to stay warm, zero drop. Ultra, I need a new pair of shoes. The local guy doesn't seem to be chasing me down for a new pair. I might go see those guys anyway. Actually, these shoes, I don't know, some of these types of shoes, I swear they don't promote them because they last. People complain, they always see these little things that they don't last, whatever, but they last. They really do. They're good shoes. Anyway, stop plugging the shoes. Who cares about the shoes? It's nice out here. I was just thinking about emotions, right? Don't let people control you with your own emotions, right? You know, the internet does it to you with the logarithms and all the rest of it, right? But people will do it just to wind you up. I remember over the years, and different other people too, and I'm sure you might remember an instance where wind you up into a state of anger or crying or whatever, then just to smile and laugh at you, right? It's like, some people thrive on chaos, right? And it's, so don't, this is something to be aware of, right? No one's completely immune to that type of emotional violence, is like I like to call it, right? Because if you can make people feel that bad just with your words or your actions, you know, and I mean, not that your emotions aren't valid, but keep in mind that people will do those things on purpose. I remember we had this cousin once when I was young, and I can't remember his name now. And they'd wind him up. They'd actually chant hyper, 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 hyper when the kid was already wound up, right? And then just laugh while, you know, the kid was suffering, you know, on complete overload. And same type of people that do that kind of thing to animals and that, you know, it's just like they take pleasure in making other people feel uncomfortable or hurt or stupid, or, you know. Stay away from those people, and if you can't, just tell yourself they got no power over you, man. You're valid, you're okay. And wow, it's windy, it's cold. I never know what these stupid videos are going to be, and they're not stupid. I love making them. And you know, I don't expect many people to watch them, because I'm not trying to manipulate anybody. I'm not trying to trick anybody. I'm just being me, right? It's so so weird, right? But, you know, it's all set up. They want you to, even myself, like, I think I'm aware of it, but I still find a lot of times you can scroll for hours because you can't find anything. But guess what? Every now and then you'll whip by a commercial, and the commercials they put on are ridiculous, right? Like, I don't participate in any of the surveys or anything, but they put stuff on that purposely pushes your buttons, right? Like, I'm a vegan, but it pushing meat and cheese on me all day long. And everything else that I don't like. And it's hilarious, right? They should be advertising marijuana on TV. Too much of anything isn't good, but it's a teacher, right? And then you got alcohol out there doing its thing, right? It's like, I really like that alcohol is kind of losing some steam, because I believe it is. And people are starting to see through all this, all these schemes, right? It's incredibly bad for you. Yeah, it makes you drunk, yeah. What is drunk? It makes you irrational and crazy. And we pay for it. Not we, some people do. I used to pay a lot for it. People still try and feed me booze once in a while, and I don't think they do it in a harmful manner. But people want you to be part of the gang, right? Peer pressure is real, and some people they don't have to feel as bad about themselves if you join in a habit they're already not that proud of, right? I don't know. Some people say moderation. You can do everything in moderation. Some people I don't think are wired that way. I think life's beautiful, but I feel everything very intensely, but that's my problem. I can love a lot of things, right? Overlove them. That's why people like me are sometimes better off by themselves. I'm happier by myself. I don't know where I was going with that. Does that sound crazy? There must be other people that are like that. I'm not saying a person doesn't get lonely once in a while. But when you get to the point where you're tired of putting on a fake mask just to be in somebody's company, it doesn't mean you hate them, because you don't. It's just sometimes you get to the point where you just, the only person you can be is yourself. The person that maybe is a little different than you. People change. Life is good. I want to say hi to my son out here, or anybody else in my family that's listening. And hope everything's going okay out in your little worlds. Yep, I do. Turn it off. Every time I look at that box, I wonder, how did it get there? But way up there, there's some roads and stuff, and yeah, people used to dump their old cars right off the cliffs and put them in the dumps. I remember when I was a kid, there was a dump that had cars in it. That's how people disposed of stuff. They just drove them in the woods, or drove them off a cliff, or drove them into a lake. And in some ways, maybe that's why we're in the trouble we're in now. The garbage dump is the same size as it was then, and we got a lot more people, you know what I'm saying? That's nothing to laugh about. But some people don't think about it. They're too worried about their own little lives, right? We can make differences in little ways, can't we? Every day's a new day, you know. It's the way when a person gets down, you know, sun comes up, it's a new day. You can't change the past, and you can never be in the future. Sounds like kindergarten stuff, but a new day. Hey, it's a new day. So, you know, maybe go out for a walk for the first time. Be nice for the first time. Tell the truth for the first time. Listen for the first time even, you know? I don't know. Oh, look at here. It's funny, you know, whenever a person tries to say something positive, I find really cool stuff pops up in front of my face. Look at this. I bet you that was built by human children. Like myself, or maybe smaller versions. No. I was gonna go in there, but there's no point, is there? Whew, it's getting cold. I think it's time to zip up. Zip, 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 zip up. Let's go. Start recording. Let's go. Up, up, up. fix us. Whew, we're back. That was cold. Where are you, Ivor boy? Come on, brother. He sleeps so much now. He sleeps a lot. He's getting older. We all get older, don't we? See you guys in the next one.